Welcome, geeks, to Next Week in History, a program where future, present, and past blend into each other to blow your mind. Let's start with Monday, November the 9th. That same day, in 1989, the world said yay as East Germany finally opened the Berlin Wall. That wall had divided Berlin from 1961 to 1989, and almost 200 people lost their lives trying to cross over. Not cool, East Germany. Not cool. So, why did they want to leave, you ask? Maybe living in a police state that controls and oppresses its population is not for everybody. Or maybe they just wanted better cars. Too bad. Thing is, East Germany let it go and opened the gates, and as the Aussies swarmed through the gates, they were greeted by Westies waiting with flowers and champagne. Das ist wunderbar! You see where this is going, right? Germans, alcohol, yeah. Let's move now to another celebration in Buckingham Palace, where in November 9, 1841, King Edward VII was born. He was the son of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, great-grandfather of Queen Elizabeth II and great-great-grandfather of Prince Charles. And you might ask, who cares? But wait, there's juicy gossip here. Edward VII grew up to have a reputation as a playboy prince, no doubt held by his looks, and even after married, he kept several lovers around the court. One of Edward VII's well-known affairs was with a lady named Alice Keppel. And do you know who that lady's great-great-granddaughter is? Camilla Parker Bowles! Oh my god! Tuesday, November 10th. Dear Catholic popes watching us, please take it easy next Tuesday, November 10th. I don't want to scare you, but maybe you should be scared because November 10th is like Friday the 13th of popes. It's pure Catholic kryptonite. Why? To start, 3 different popes died on this same day. On the year 461, Pope Leo I, in 1241, Pope Celestine IV, and in 1549, Pope Paul II. Coincidence? Maybe. But to make things worse for Catholics, November 10th also marks the anniversary of Martin Luther's birth. And no, not that one, this one. Born in 1483, Martin Luther was a German monk and priest, and nobody paid much attention to him until BAM! He became the leader of the Protestant Reformation that divided Christianity even more. He was catapulted to fame by claiming that freedom from God's punishment for sin could not be purchased by money. I mean, what?
Communist alert! Communist alert!
Luther is the spiritual father of 80 million Lutherans and 800 million Protestants, so not a bad day's work. Among other things, he believed that salvation and eternal life is not earned by good deeds, but received only as a free gift of God's grace.
Thank you, big guy, thank you.
Now, moving to this century, on November 10, 1969, Sesame Street debuts on PBS with a goal to create a children's television show that would master the addictive qualities of television and do something good with them. What? You want to take something addictive and make it good? What's wrong with you people? Shame on you! Wednesday, November 11th. November 11th is a day for celebration around the world. Why? On that very same day in 1918, in a railroad car in the forest of Compiègne, La France, Germany signed an armistice agreement with the Allies, formally ending World War I, at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. The costs of First World War were astronomical, both in human costs, with 7.5 million dead and more than 35 million total casualties, and economic damages of more than 200 billion of today's money. Shit! This day is celebrated in many countries as Remembrance Day to remember those who died in World War I and includes a 2-minute silence at 11 a.m. In the USA, it is also celebrated as Veterans Day. Another place celebrating this day is the beautiful country of Poland, because on that same day, they got their independence. Way to go, Po! Now, this is way freakier. November 11th is also widely celebrated on Japan and South Korea, but for a very different reason. November 11th is Pocky Bread's Pepero Day. If you haven't heard those names before, basically they are brands of biscuit sticks coated in chocolate. In Europe, it is called Mikado, or maybe Mikado. And you might ask yourself, why the fuck is there a day for that? Good question, my friend. Good question. Well, some very smart Korean marketers started the celebration a few decades ago, and it has become some sort of Valentine's Day where young Japanese and Korean couples exchange those sticks.
Hey baby, I brought you a chocolate stick.
Ooh, arigatou gozaimasu!
Now, the original purpose of exchanging these biscuits on this day was to wish each other to become taller and thinner. Yeah, like the stick. And they chose November 11 because number 1 looks like a stick. To all of you who want to try it out, the legend says that for maximum effectiveness for height and thickness, one must eat 11 packets on November 11, 11 past 11 a.m. and 11 past 11 p.m. at 11 seconds exactly. Sure, that's 220 sticks on a day and like 1 zillion calories, but hey, it's magic, try it out. Anyway, Japanese and Korean girls might not actually get thinner or taller, but for sure, the company selling that stuff gets the pockets fuller since they generate 30% of the yearly sales on that week. So heads off, guys, you really stack them. Thursday, November 12th. Lovers of action movies, November 12th is a day to celebrate because on that day in 1910, an unknown man for an unknown movie jumped into the Hudson River from a burning balloon, making the world's first movie stunt. The actor's name isn't listed anywhere, and there is no surviving copy of the film, but hey, this is typical of silent films. Actors' names were rarely mentioned, and there are hundreds of documented silent films that didn't survive the passage of time. But we, film adrenaline junkies, still honor you, anonymous hero.
Your jump is not forgotten.
So here's an idea. Let's all celebrate this anonymous American hero on November 12th by making a homemade stunt and sharing it on YouTube with the keyword stunt hero. Now, November 12th also celebrates the birth of Dr. Sun Yat-sen in 1866. Who was this guy? You might not know now, but in 50 years, when China has completed the secret world domination plan, we will all have to know about him, so better start now. Sun Yat-sen was a Chinese revolutionary, the first president and founding father of the Republic of China. Sun is often referred to as the
Father of the nation.
in the Republic of China, also known as Taiwan, and the
Forerunner of democratic revolution.
in the People's Republic of China, also known as, well, China. Now, you might not have heard, but China and Taiwan are not besties. So, having the same guy revered on both sides, well, that is definitely something. Sun played an instrumental role in the overthrow of the Qing dynasty during the years leading up to the revolution. He was appointed to serve as provisional president of the Republic of China when it was founded in 1912. He later co-founded the Kuomintang, which is the ruling party in Taiwan, serving as its first leader. You might be waiting for a fun fact about the guy, but I could not find anything. So here goes a cute picture of a panda. Enjoy! Friday, November 13th.
Did you say Friday 13th?
Friday 13th, also known as Black Friday, is considered an unlucky day in Western superstition, which I don't get because I love Fridays. The fear of number 13 has its own scientific name, triskaidekaphobia, which in Greek translates to, come on, don't be silly, it's just a freaking number. But wait for it, because there's even a name for the fear of Friday the 13th, which is called paraskevidekatriophobia, which comes from the Greek, dude, you need help, are you freaking kidding me? Now, you might be thinking, this superstition thing is kind of a joke, but according to the Stress Management Center and Phobia Institute in Asheville, North Carolina, an estimated 17 to 21 million people in the United States are affected by a fear of this day, making it the most feared day in history. Why? Are you freaking nuts? Some people are so paralyzed by this fear that they avoid their normal routines in doing business, taking flights, or even getting out of bed, and it's been estimated that $800 to $900 million are lost in business on this day. Now, that is scary. So where does this madness come from? The superstitions surrounding this day might have a reason in the Middle Ages, originating from the story of Jesus' Last Supper and crucifixion. However, while there is evidence of both Friday and the number 13th being considered unlucky, there is no record of the two items being referred to as especially unlucky together before the 19th century. In other words, get over it, it's Friday, enjoy! To help you with that enjoyment, November 13th is also the World Kindness Day. According to the promoters of this movement, started in 1998, it is a day that encourages individuals to overlook boundaries, race, and religion. So nice! If only you had set the date on a different day, because November 13th also marks the day in 1947 when the Soviet Union completed development of the AK-47, aka Kalashnikov, AK, or in Russian slang, Kalash, which is a selective-fire gas-operated assault rifle developed in the Soviet Union by Mikhail Kalashnikov. Because of its simple, durable, and low-cost design, more than 6 decades after, military and special forces in 106 countries around the globe, from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe, are now armed with AK-47s. And every year, an estimated 250,000 people are gunned down by bullets from the 100 million Kalashnikovs in use. So, happy Kindness Day! Saturday, November 14th. November 14th, 9:40 a.m., 1889. Inspired by Jules Verne's book Around the World in 80 Days, pioneering female journalist Nellie Bly, aka Elizabeth Cochrane, boards in New York the Augusta Victoria, a steamer of the Hamburg American Line, and begins a 24,899-mile journey in an attempt to travel around the world in less than 80 days. She took with her the dress she was wearing, a sturdy overcoat, several changes of underwear, and a small travel bag carrying her toiletry essentials. And believe it or not, 72 days, 6 hours, and 11 minutes later, she was back, setting a new world record. What an amazing woman. November 14th also marks the birth of French painter Claude Monet in 1840. Life wasn't easy for the maximum exponent of the Impressionism movement. His father hated all of the drawing and creativity. His goal was to have his son join in on the grocery business. Son, you have two options. You can help me make the sausage, or you can continue drawing but then forget about my money. To which Monet replied, fuck your sausage, papa. That started a life of great financial burdens. Monet suffered depression and tried to kill himself by drowning in the Seine in 1868 due to his poor finances. So he would have been shocked to know that on June 24, 2008, his painting Le Vaisseau en un feu sold at Christie's for more than $80 million. Too late! Sunday, November 15th. Let's start Sunday, November 15th with a bright note celebrating the ascension of Justin II as Emperor of the Byzantine Empire in the year 565. Wait, Justin II? Okay, so besides the stupid name, why is this guy famous? Because he's in the top 10 of insane rulers in the history of mankind. Turns out this guy lost a few wars, and that kind of made him lose his mind too. So it is rumored that he liked his attendants so much that he devoured a few of them during his reign. Yeah, don't want to make fun of the guy anymore, right? November 15th also marks the death in 1630 of Johannes Kepler. Kepler was a German mathematician, astronomer, and astrologer. Wow, no kidding. He was a key figure in the 17th century scientific revolution. He is best known for his laws of planetary motion, and his work provided one of the foundations for Isaac Newton's theory of universal gravitation. But not only that, Kepler is considered the founder of modern optics, so if you're wearing glasses, be a good person and thank Mr. Kepler. Even NASA honored Kepler by naming a mission after him. Launched on March 6, 2009, the Kepler mission involves a high-tech space telescope searching for other Earth-like planets. So all of a sudden, Kepler gets his name in hundreds of planets across the galaxy. Cool! So from the past to a distant future, we close this next week in history episode. Hope you like it! Please leave your comments, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the Coconuts channel. See you next week, and remember, be happy, have fun, and let's go nuts! Bye bye, geeks!